Hi, my name is Steve Ruffley, trader, presenter, mentor, chief market strategist, and creator of iView charts. So this works on MT4. So MT4 as a system is pretty good. You can put your charts onto the screens, you can arrange them nicely, you can even, if you want to, trade through your charts. Okay, so it kind of saves time, saves space, and you can just concentrate on finding the right kind of trades to make you some money. Now, obviously MT4 only provides you with the ability to view charts. Okay, you can look at different time frames, add your own indicators, but doesn't necessarily give you the confidence to trade and certainly not to make money. So this is where iView charts come in. So just remember those very, very basic screens, and then what we'll do is we'll just open up iView charts. As easy as this. So MT4 is broken down into three parts. So profiles, which you'll have your own custom profiles for the majority of major products and some good overviews. Then you have some indicators, which are all the things you see moving on the screen. And then you have templates, which is a combination of all those indicators together. So these 8 screens are things that I've looked at for 15 years. Pretty much I can tell what's happening in the world, what the sentiment is, based upon looking at these charts. The bottom, we have the dollar, which is my view on interest rates. Then we've got the euro and cable, which for me is an indication of how Brexit is going, major things like that. The S&P 500, a major view on stocks. Gold, again, risk off, kind of risk on, risk off sentiment. If the market, is looking for, a place to, to safe haven to put its money. The DAX, great measure of Europe. Obviously, the FTSE, the same, great measure of the UK. And the SMI, so the Swiss index, which is a bit of, again, a safe haven type indicator. Okay, so looking at these markets, I can immediately think, what the correlations, how can I make some money? It's not necessarily what's moving, it's what's moving and what could then potentially move. So by looking at these 8 charts, I get a great view. So iView charts will give you this overview, and again, for intraday trading and making trade calls, I find the hourly charts great. So taking gold, for instance, if we look at gold, when the market hits these red lines, that red signifies resistance. Market comes down to the pivot, thinks about it, bang, hits support, 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 gets below support a little bit, and then comes back up to the pivot. So you'll find this indicator very, very useful. So it's my Fibonacci indicator. Now, the big thing about this is it's not signal driven to just say you're buying a green line, you're selling a red. This is iView charts. I'm viewing the charts, how the markets are making the average trader feel. The markets are just there to inflict pain. Everybody can look at a chart and say, yes, the market's going to go up. But how many times have you bought something and actually lost money? Trading's not about being right. It's about being right at the right time. A lot of people like to go down to the golf club or go to the pub and tell people they bought the low in the FTSE and sold the high. They made 500 quid. Very good. What I'm doing is I'm getting involved in the meat of the moves. I'm getting involved in the key areas of support and resistance, finding out where the market might feel pain, loading up into that pain and getting out early, as much size as I can in the market to get that size out as quick as I can. That's trading. So in an up move, you might be buying 2, 3, 4, 5 times. What you're not doing is tying up your capital and your time by buying and holding or selling and holding. That's more of an investing style. It's not a trading mentality. Okay, so you'll see this setup on the overview will be applied to every single chart. So the Fibonacci, you're just hunting out that 50% pivot point, and again, look for it finding resistance points. So again, a lot of pain being felt here on the short term on the hourly chart because the markets have spiked up in the SMI. But look, they're coming down in the S&P, coming down in the DAX. Certainly, they've come down in the FTSE. So this is an indication that this market could be topped out. So again, it's not just necessarily trading the products that are moving, it's looking for opportunities in correlated products. So the profiles are all set up. So you can look at short-term bias on the 5-minute, 15-minute, again, risk on, risk off scenarios, or you can even go into individual, kind of views where you look at the DAX on the 5-minute, 15-minute and hourly to get an idea, of how the market's moving. So you might want to trade based on the hourly view, but your entry point might be on the 5 minutes. So all you're doing is always circling and cycling through the different time frames, looking for the overall daily view, seeing if there's good levels on the hourly, and then using the 15 minutes and 5 minutes for your entry point. So you're also going to get other indicators like my bias, for instance, down here. So when the market spiked up, remember, it's not telling you that that's an exact point to sell. All my indicators are like everybody else's. They're lagging. They take data on board, and I try my best to help them predict the future. But even I'm not a miracle worker. I can only do so much. So you look at the market and you think, yes, well, on the 15 minutes, the market might be topping out, but it tops out, a little bit before. and pushes back up. So it's actually a really good signal. Then the market sells off. Now you might only be selling it back, to the 50% fib for 36 pips. But you tell me, if you're getting 36 pips with very limited downside, the upside, it can be anything. You can be trading this at 100, 200, 300, 500 dollars, pounds a point, whatever you're trading, and that's really good money. A lot of traders fail because they're trading a pound a point, looking for 200 point moves, and then just tying up all their time and their energy in that one trade to make very little. If you're trading 500 pounds a point and it moves 10 pips, and you made $5,000, you're not going to leave that on the table. You're going to take it. Now, all these options are available to everybody, but this is the thing that I try and teach traders. And this is really the side of the charts can take you, half the way there. You're going to get your entry points, your exit points. You're going to get, any products you want, with a great view of how the market is seeing it. And what my mentoring then does is help you make money from this, because that's the missing ingredient for most traders. Now, I've got hundreds of traders, probably taught thousands of people to trade over the years, all over the world. And, traders will go through the same emotions, the same roller coaster ride, and especially when you're trading big size, and you have a big account, you'll find it ridiculously easy to make money. Then you'll hit a brick wall, something bad will happen, you'll forget your rules, and you'll lose money. You might even lose a bit of confidence. So that's what I do, my mentoring. I bring you back, because at some point you will take a hit, and it's just more painful to take a hit on hundreds of pounds a point than it is on a pound a point. That's just common sense. But a lot of traders won't even get to that stage. They'll have given up well before that. So the DAX, again, that's a great example of seeing the iView charts indicator, indicators working in real time. So other things that you can do, you have your support and resistance lines, okay? So these will run through every chart. So these are higher level time frame points of attraction. So if you just bring the euro dollar out, you see the same lines where they are on the daily, even the weekly chart. So as you're cycling through to the smaller time frames in order to get an idea of what the market's going to do, well, if the euro is going to break out against the dollar, where's it going to get to? It's going to get to 1.17903. That's the next logical point of attraction. So we don't always look at these as support and resistance. And even, as I say, going back to the fibs, the points of attraction. So as the market's breaking out of this particular fib, expansion point, the market's feeling pain, it's getting squeezed. So you want to be looking for your targets, and your tops to be broken, because people will still be short the euro. So you might want to be hunting out, kind of stops above here, and then looking for shorts around here, getting back to the resistance points. So obviously these Fibonacci's will redraw as the markets move, and no one particular indicator is perfect, but that's the whole point. If the dollar's dropping, look for correlations. If the pound isn't going up as much as the euro, maybe it's an option to buy the pound. And all these points of attraction, although they look like resistance points, are then points, of almost break and bounce. So the market's going to feel pain if they're getting short up here. So this could all be in response to Trump and trade wars and his relationship with the EU and Brexit. So again, if the pound's going to break out, it's going to break up to 1.32683. So again, you might want to get into short up here or buying into the break. It doesn't matter. This is the whole point. If I said it once, I've said it a million times. Trading's not about being right. It's about being right at the right time and making money. So, your technicals are going to run through 80% of market movement. So all my indicators, all the things on the screen are there to help you. But then you have to keep your eye, and your ears out for the news, new things happening. So that's another great feature in iView charts. If you want to know what the news is, then simply go to my custom indicators, add the news reader, okay, and then you're going to get in your charts a nice little display of what's coming up. So in 9 hours 32 minutes we've got the US crude inventory, so we can easily bring on a Brent chart and look for some ideas and some trades from the technical side, then look for that fundamental information to speed up the market movement. If you want to get a big overview, this is quite a popular feature of iView charts, and it's the trade view. So the trade view is going to give you an idea of what all the markets are doing. So you can see, exactly, what's a sell, what's a buy. You can cycle through, look at the delta, the RSI, the D-marker, where we are on the Fibonacci scale, and then just simply say, well, what's going to give me a good view here? Well, I mean, again, you're taking your life in your hands with the cryptocurrencies, but, let's just try, a currency. Double click, okay, and suddenly you see, well, maybe a potential sell. If we close and hold below the 50%, the sell's really going to kick in. Look for a break here for the short-term trade. Buy it back here, here, and here. Okay, and remember, iView Charts works on any product that you can trade through MT4. It's as simple as that. Okay, so that will take you halfway there. Once you've done that, if you want to kind of get some of my bigger packages, I've got tiers 1, 2, and 3. So you can start off with just the software, or then you can choose a bit of my mentoring time, or kind of go a little bit higher, and I can really work with you. And as I say, these things are proven. I can't make everybody rich, but I can teach anybody to trade. I can certainly brush up any trader's skills. I've not just been a trader for 15 years. I've been a chief market strategist. I am still a chief market strategist. I've written books. I've been on Bloomberg, Reuters, written for the Financial Times. Here in New Zealand, where I am, I've just started a column for Juno magazine. I get myself around, and I can work with anybody that wants to work with me. And again, these things are very, very personal. Every trader's journey will be unique to them, but you will go through a lot of things that I've seen time and time again. Okay? Any other problems, again, just contact me or through Twitter at Steve Ruffley, or my email, steve@steveruffley.com. Go to my site, steveruffley.com, and you'll be able to look at the iView Charts packages there. And again, if you just want to chat about trading in the markets, I'm always open to speak to people and people that are interested. And as I say, it's down to you. What you want to put into it is what you'll get out of it. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed iView Charts and some of the features. And as I say, it's ready to go now. So if you want it, just get in contact with me. Thanks very much.